And folks, we're back. Coming up, another hilarious episode of Fibber McGee and Molly. But first, today's weather from Weatherman Al Sleet.
We're expecting a beautiful evening in the New York metropolitan area. Clear skies and pleasant temperatures. The outlook for tomorrow, not a cloud in sight. Highs are expected to be in the low to mid 80s for the next few days, and the overnight lows only in the upper 60s to around 70. Winds will be out of the south-southwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Currently 74 degrees in Hoboken, 72 in Manhattan, 72 in the Bronx. Right now in the city, we have crystal clear skies, 73 degrees. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Oh, you wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
Pepsodent's new and improved formula cleans teeth whiter than ever. Tastes brighter, too. New formula Pepsodent includes IMP. Nothing else is as good as keeps clean and white. It cleans the film and stains away and makes a brighter smile for you and me while fighting tooth decay. It's great for the whole family. Go pick yours up today.
Oh, you wonder where the yellow went when you brush your teeth with Pepsodent.
The Johnson Wax Program with Fibber McGee and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax products for home and industry present Fibber McGee and Molly with Bill Thompson, Gail Gordon, Arthur Q. Bryan, Gene Carroll, and me, Harlow Wilcox. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. Music by the Kingsmen and the Billy Mills Orchestra.
By now, you're probably through with your spring cleaning, and I'll bet your house is a picture. But how's it going to look a couple of months from now? Dirt does tend to come in and spoil your good work, doesn't it? Well, that's why you ought to make sure your home is wax protected right now. Believe me, a coat of Johnson's Wax works wonders in keeping things shining clean. Polish your floors with Johnson's Wax, and weeks from now, they'll still have a mellow, smooth wax luster. The only cleaning they'll need is a light dusting from time to time. That goes for your furniture, woodwork, and 100 other things around your home. An occasional shining coat of Johnson's Wax not only gives everything it touches a lovely rich polish, it protects things against dirt and moisture and makes them easy to dust. Why not try this wonderful wax method of housekeeping? Wax makes your house work so much easier, and nothing else gives you a bright, charming home for so little cost. Johnson's Wax, paste, liquid, and cream.
Well, the handyman at 79 Wistful Vista is at it again. Yes, with a hammer in his hot little hand and a bruise on his fat little thumb, he's fixing a few things. What was that?
Window shade.
He's fixing it.
Well, as I was saying, the handyman is at it again as we join Fibber McGee and Molly.
Well, Molly, I'm gonna fix this dead-ready window shade, but I've got to get a couple tools out of the closet first.
Oh, no, Fibber, don't go to that closet. You know what always happens? Oh, Fibber, please, no. I told you, Fibber, are we ever going to get that closet cleaned out?
Oh, dead-ready, I forgot my screwdriver. There we go. Ah, there. Fixed now.
We're good.
Very good.
Good.
It took me a while to get around to it, but now that I did it,
Please, McGee, don't say I did it. Say I have done it.
Yeah, but you ain't the one that done it. I done it myself, and now that I did it, I don't...
McGee.
Huh?
Have you taken a peek at your English lately? Why, it's terrible.
Well, what do you mean my English is terrible? I'm the only guy at the Elks Club that could have put a spin on a cue ball hard enough to make it change directions in the middle of... Oh... You're talking about my talking English, huh?
Why, sure, your grammar. You're getting very careless, you know.
I am?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, it isn't correct to say ain't, for instance.
Well, you know what Will Rogers says, though. A lot of people that ain't saying ain't eating. And I'm eating, ain't I?
Well, just the same, dearie, it's a bad example. Children will hear you and repeat what you say. Us grown-ups have to set an example for them.
Well, maybe you're right, kiddo. I'll watch it after this.
Well, good.
After all, I studied English in high school, and I ain't the type of guy that forgets everything in a year.
Watch it now.
Oh. I say, I'm not the type of individual who, upon graduation, relegates his education. Dead rat, that dead-ratted window shade, if that ain't exasperating. I thought when I fixed that I done a good job, but that's the bummest job I ever did.
Oh, McGee, that's awful.
I know it is. The spring don't catch good. And if it ain't ever gonna catch good if something ain't done. I should have went to the hardware store and brung home a new spring, and if I'd have knew this was gonna happen, that's what I would have did.
McGee.
Huh?
Will you please try to repeat that sentence?
Sure. I said I should have gone to the hardware store and brought home.
Oh.
My gosh, huh? I are getting kind of sloppy, aren't I? Well, maybe I better go to night school this summer and let them learn the good English all over again.
That would be teach you.
Yeah, I certainly am getting careless.
You don't have to go to night school though, honey. I'll keep a checking on you.
Oh?
I have a book around here on correct usage someplace. You know, maybe Lena knows where that book is. Lena! Oh, Lena!
I think I know exactly the book you mean, honey. Isn't that the one that's called Lay That Adverb Down, Babe? Or Who Threw the Infinitive in Mrs. Murphy's Predicate?
That's the one, Lena. Mr. McGee wants to read it. You know, he's having a little trouble with his participles.
Oh, the poor man. You know, my father has trouble with his participles, and they finally had to operate.
What do you think he had, Lena?
$300.
No. What they operate on him for?
$275.
Now, we're getting off the subject, Lena. I want to read this book because my wife thinks my grammar needs repairing.
Well, it's awful important to speak good English, Mr. McGee. What if you should want to go to England sometime? Gosh, you'd feel awful if you just had to point at things you wanted.
You know, like the crown jewels or something?
Yes. You know, my brother was going to Ireland once and he studied garlic for 6 weeks before he moved.
Not garlic, Lena. In Ireland, they speak Gaelic.
He knows that now, Mr. McGee. But you know, for 6 weeks, nobody could get close enough to him to tell him. Well, I'll try to find that book for you, honey.
Well, I better get this window shade fixed again, Molly. I can't have that thing scaring the bejeunior out of everybody. Now, let's see. There.
You know, I think you'll be glad you brushed up on your grammar, dearie. It'll help you socially, too.
Well, believe me, baby, from now on, I watch my language. I'm not going to permit myself ever again to lapse into vulgarity.
Now, that's my boy. You know, I know you can do it if you try.
Ah, sure I can. And I'll bet you anything you want to bet that I don't say ain't again today.
Well, people told me when I married you that I was a born gambler, so I'll just take that wager.
Good. $5, huh? From the first one that says ain't.
$5 a tip.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to go out and help Lena find that book of grammar.
Okay.
You know, you can't get started too soon on this thing, you know.
Okay, Tootsie. There goes a good kid. She thinks I don't know the difference between good grammar and bum grammar. And I don't think I do either. Well, as long as she don't think I know I think what she thinks I don't, I can come in, thank goodness.
Hi, mister.
Well, hello, Teeny. To what, my dear, must we attribute the honor of this unexpected visitation?
Well, you feel okay, mister? You talk kind of funny.
Well, perhaps your little ears aren't accustomed to the sound of good grammar and perfect English, sis. For your information, I have resolved to forego vulgarity in my speech. I'm kicking the friction out of my diction.
Oh, gee, that's dandy, I betcha.
Yep.
Well, my teacher, Miss Yeardley, she says that slang may be picturesque, but it's too quickly the refuge of the uneducated.
Yeah? Oh, well, she did, eh?
And she, huh?
I said, she did, eh?
Did what?
She said that.
Said what?
What you said.
Who?
Your teacher, Miss Yeardley.
I know it. That's exactly what she said, I betcha. She says literate persons rarely utilize slang.
That's right. Your teacher's cooking on the front burner now, sis. She's hip. As a matter of fact, I got a little bet going on with my wife, sis, that I'll never say A-I-N-T again. I bet her $5.
Well, I'm pretty good in grammar too, I betcha.
Yeah?
Yeah, you know the 8 parts of speech, mister?
Are you kidding, sis? Why, that's elementary. My gosh, any dumbbell knows the 8 parts of speech. Let's see, there's lungs, vocal cord, throat, tongue, teeth, cheeks, and if you talk like I do, the nose.
That isn't right, I bet you.
No?
No, it's verb, adverb, noun, pronoun, adjective, interjection, conjunction, and preposition.
Hey, maybe I better write those down. Let me see now. Let's see, there's verse, adverse, noun, adnoun, injection, confusion, objective, and proposition. Thanks very much.
Don't mention it, mister. Oh boy, are you ever in trouble?
Yeah?
Yeah, I could give you one other little tip that would help you a lot today, I bet you.
Yeah?
Well, our teacher told it to us.
Well, spill it, sis, spill it.
Well, it's a little trick, and our teacher says if you learn it real good, you won't hardly ever make any mistakes in grammar at all, bet you?
Well, no kidding. Well, gee whiz, come on, let's have it. What do I have to do?
Well, first, you close your mouth real tight.
Yeah, and then what?
That's all. Just hold it.
I still think that kid's a minx.
At this time, would you please welcome to our stage, Roger Garrison.
Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a mule? A mule is an animal with long funny ears. He kicks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny and his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig? A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He's got no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude. And by the way, you don't give a feather or a fig. You may grow up to be a pig. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fish? A fish won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought, and though he's slippery, he still gets caught. So if that sort of life is what you wish, you may grow up to be a fish. And all the monkeys are in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You could be better than you are. And all the monkeys are in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You could be better than you are. You could be swimming on a star.
Not much. No pictures in it. Huh. Just words.
Well, I suppose it would be just as helpful if I corrected you from now. Well, you won't mind, will you?
Mind? I should say not, baby. Anytime my adverbs come loose, you just give me a swift boot and a conjunction.
I will.
But I say, my dear, I don't suppose one's use of an occasional colloquialism is of sufficient importance to disqualify one.
How's that again, dearie?
I was referring to idiomatic expressions, my dear, the minor variations of language to be heard in geographically separated communities, constructions typical of definite localities.
Look, sweetheart, let's just call this whole thing off, will you?
No. I'm serious about this, kiddo. I realize I've been careless with my language, and I'm giving a genuine effort.
Well, all right, but if I'd have known what I was getting into, I'd have never...
Enter.
Oh, it's Dr. Gamble, McGee. Hello, Dr. Gamble.
Good day, my dear. And how are you, Smudge Pot?
Smudge pot, sir. I trust you will not take it amiss, dear doctor, if I should point out that the use of slang by a person of education is an indication of deterioration. To an individual of professional eminence, the utterance of gutter expressions is somewhat appalling.
May I sit down?
Pray do, doctor.
I had a patient once who talked like that, a professor. He had 6 university degrees and was shot while playing the piano in a beer garden.
Well, it was jolly good of you to stop in, doctor. Molly, leave us have some tea and sandwiches.
That would be lettuce, McGee.
Yes, leave us have some lettuce sandwiches. And a spot of tea, too.
Well, would you like some tea too, doctor? Won't take a minute.
Very stimulating, old chap. Quite a tonic. Full of tonic acid, you know.
It's tannic acid. And will you please stop yammering like a stock company Englishman? Molly, I've seen this tenderized ham strike more poses than a Ringling Brothers acrobat.
Oh, come now, my good medico.
But this one has me baffled. Who does he think he is today? Lord Winston Churchill?
Well, dear medico, surely when one makes a conscious effort to improve oneself, leave us give to him a little credit.
What were those last words again?
I said, leave us give to him a little credit.
You shouldn't say, leave us, McGee.
Oh, yes, he should, and I think I will. Good day, folks.
Goodbye.
Did I say something wrong?
Yes, Pat. Leave us do this or that is not correct.
Huh?
It should be let us, or allow us, or permit us.
Oh, I see. Well, anyway, I haven't said that, certainly.
You mean?
A-I-N-T.
I know, and I'm so proud of you, McGee. If everybody was...
That red window shade. If that isn't the most exasperating thing. I thought I had fixed that, and I've done it 4 times.
You did it 4 times.
Yeah, I did it 4 times. And if anybody thinks I'm going to spend all my time messing around with a screwdriver and a hammer trying to fix that thing, well then...
Hello, Molly. Hiya, pal.
Well, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Good day, my boy.
The door was closed, so I walked right in.
We'd have left it open, but you might have thought we were out.
Now that's the silliest conversation I have ever heard. And I've heard plenty of them on this show for 12 years.
Anything on your mind, Mr. Wilcox?
Not a thing, Molly. Not a thing.
Nice of you to stop in, my boy. Have a cigar.
No thanks, pal. I've got one.
You got to?
Okay.
Thanks. I'll smoke it after dinner. Well, what do you think of the crisis in Indochina, old chap? Do you think that the territorial aims of the provincial government will predominate the military spearhead, or is it your opinion that certain powers will subsidize a mandate, or neither?
What are you talking about?
He's just exercising his English, Mr. Wilcox. This is be kind of participles week around here.
Yeah, I decided I was talking much too sloppy.
Well, I wish you luck, pal. There's nothing like good grammar to make an impression on people.
My very words, Mr. Wilcox.
Yeah, but you can get into trouble with ordinary words, too.
How's that?
Well, remember, Molly, remember that little town of Bell back in Illinois?
Bell?
Yes.
Bell, Illinois. Oh, I sure do. That's where they had that cute hat factory.
Yeah, made some wonderful hats down there, sold like hotcakes. In fact, they went so fast out of there that everybody used to say that things went like a hat at a bell. Ordinary words, but always got spanked for saying them.
Well, I've got to be pretty careful with my speech too, you know. The minute I make a mistake, Racine shoots me a telegram that curls my hair.
So that explains it. I thought you had a natural way.
I don't believe I ever heard you pull any bum grammar, Junior.
Oh, I did once, long time ago.
Yeah?
It was awful.
Mm-hmm.
I said something about how Johnson's wax is the finest protection that money can buy for floors, furniture, and woodwork.
Nothing wrong with that?
No. And then I said it not only imparts a brilliant luster that resists dirt and dampness, but it gives her home an atmosphere of hospitality and friendliness.
Well, what was wrong with that?
Nothing so far, but listen to this.
Uh-huh.
I said, for time and labor-saving protection, for that sparkling beauty that increases the pride of possession and gives new value to your worldly goods, use Johnson's wax always.
Where was the bud grammar?
In the next line.
Oh.
When I said use Johnson's wax on your floors, furniture, woodwork, leather goods, windowsills, enamel surfaces to always have an inviting home. Get it?
No.
I split an infinitive.
No.
I said to always have instead of always to have, or to have always.
Oh, Waxy, this is terrible. I'm surprised at you.
But pal, I was only...
That's enough. That's enough. The water is under the dam.
Oh, but dearie, he said that was a long time ago.
Please, my dear, he has abused our hospitality. Anybody that was split an infinitive would steal the silverware.
I know. I agree with you, pal. And you know what I'm going to do?
Steal the silverware?
No, go home.
Wasn't that a little harsh, dearie? You know, splitting an infinitive is not a hanging fence, you know.
Well, I'm not the type of guy that's too quick to always condemn a man. I'm just...
Yeah, but you just split one yourself.
What? I did? My gosh, is it that easy? I've been too hasty with Harlow, I guess.
Well, I sure hope he forgives you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll never see him again. At least till next Tuesday's show. Will you pull that shade down again, McGee?
Sure.
It looks terrible.
Sure. Well, looks like you wouldn't win that bet, eh, kiddo? I
No.
haven't said that word.
You sure haven't, and Mother's proud of you. I never thought you could do it.
Oh, my English is okay when I stop to think. It used to bother me when I was a young fella, but it never gives me no trouble now.
Never gives me any trouble, McGee.
You either. Well, it shouldn't bother nobody then if they just stop to think about it and...
Come in. Oh, McGee, look who it is. It's Mr. Wimple. Come in, Mr. Wimple.
Hiya, Wimp.
Hello, folks.
Have a chair, Mr. Wimple.
Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. McGee. I can't sit down.
Too busy, Wimp?
No, I'm too bruised, Mr. McGee. Sweetie Face, that's my big old wife. Sweetie Face spanked me this afternoon. I was naughty.
Well, heavenly days, Mr. Wimple. She actually spanked you?
Oh, yes, but I fooled her. I stuck my bird book in the back of my breeches.
You what, Wimp?
My bird book. After my spanking, I found that 2 blackbirds, a bobolink, and a blue jay were badly battered.
Oh. But, what brought all this on, Mr. Wimple? What did you do?
Oh, I guess I was just a little bit mischievous, Mrs. McGee.
Yeah?
I never should have put that turtle in her girdle.
My gosh, Wimp, you put a turtle in her girdle?
Yes. But I didn't know it was the one she was going to wear this morning.
Well, I bet she was very unhappy about that, Wimp.
Oh, it was awful. And then an awful thing happened. The mailman brought a package and a terrible mistake was made.
Well, what did he do, Wimp?
Well, he was just handing me the package when Sweetie Face, my big old wife, she walked in and the mailman said, "Maybe your mother would like to sign for this, sonny."
Ooh.
It was bad.
That's bad.
A pall was cast over the whole room.
Really, Mr. Wimple?
Yes, Paul. That's our mailman's name. Well, goodbye.
Hey, Molly.
Yes, dearie.
There's still a lot of things about grammar and English that I don't understand.
Well, such as what?
Well, I'm writing a letter to the House Committee of the Elks Club, see?
Yes.
And I'm putting in a complaint because last Wednesday and last Thursday, while I was sleeping in a chair, somebody gave me a hot foot both days.
So?
Well, I don't know if I should say somebody gave me 2 hot foots or 2 hot feet.
Oh, well, that's simple, dearie. Just say, Wednesday I was given a hot foot. Also Thursday.
Oh, okay, good. That's the way I'll do it.
Come in. Oh, look, it's Mayor LaTrivia. Good day, Your Honor.
Good day, Molly. Hello, McGee.
How do you do, Mr. Mayor? Decent of you to stop by, you know. One is always glad to welcome one's old friends when one's old friends drop in on one.
Now, Troupe.
Well, if himself here seems a little bit weird today, don't worry about it. He's improving on his English.
Really? Well, that's very interesting, McGee.
Yeah, and I can do it too. Lots of dumber guys than I am have learned themselves grammar.
Taught themselves, McGee.
Well, how could they have taught themselves if they hadn't learned themselves first?
Very good point.
As a matter of fact, I and Molly have a little bet on the trib. $5 from the first one that says A-I-N-T.
Ha!
Well, I wish you both luck. You know, I remember I had a little trouble in school with English myself.
You did, LaTrivia?
Oh, yes. Somehow or other, I just couldn't seem to keep my tenses straight.
Your what, Mr. Mayor?
My tenses.
Oh, you don't mean tenses, boy. You mean tense. Tent is singular, you see, and the plural is tense.
Ah, well, if you've been talking like that, no wonder you're having trouble.
Yeah, I suppose you read bookses all day, smoked pipes, and drank cokes, huh?
I beg your pardon, I merely said...
Hey, say, what were you doing with the tent in school anyway, Your Honor? Were you playing Indian?
Well, he was probably in military school, Molly.
Oh.
I was not in skilletary military school.
What?
The tenses I had trouble with were not tents to live in. They were...
The tent was never built that was fit to live in, LaTrivia. Now, I remember the big trouble we had with them pup tenses back in the First World War, the big war.
Yeah, pump tents were the kind that you slept with your head out in the rain and your dogs in the tents, weren't they?
That's the ones that...
Please, now, I'm not talking about pup tents. I said...
It don't matter what kind you meant, LaTrivia. They're all trouble. I mind one time the pole fell down in on the mess tent. I mean, right at chow time, the pole fell down in on the mess tent. Of all the messes I ever saw, that mess in the mess tent was the worst messed up mess that I ever did.
No, please, this is getting ridiculous.
It is?
Yes, just let me start over.
Go ahead, Your Honor, but it'll probably come out the same way.
Sure, we'll go along with you, boy. We're game.
All right, now, when I was in grammar school, some of my English exercises gave me a little trouble.
Made you sore, did they?
Did what make me sore?
The exercises you took in English. What were they, setting up exercises? Maybe you're muscle bound. Maybe you got a Charlie horse, or maybe you
I don't have a Charlie-bound muscle horse.
Huh?
I didn't say anything about exercising
Well, but you said...
canvas tents.
Nah.
When I said the fast tents,
You said...
you wouldn't want to pup down at the dragged out of the pup tent.
No.
The tent. I merely said that my past trouble was Tusher Penson.
But-
Tent.
You-
McGee.
Yes?
I'd like to know one thing.
What is it, Your Honor?
How did he ever get...
that rat and win the shade? If that ain't the most
Molly!
What?
You said the word, Molly.
Oh!
You said A-I-N-T. $5, please.
Here you go. It was money well spent.
Huh?
Oh, what a relief.
You ain't kidding, kiddo. Here's your dough back. It ain't worth the strain.
Ain't it the truth?
You know, when you have a nice home or apartment, you like to keep it looking its best, don't you? It's the same with your clothes. You'd never dream of going around in a dress that was soiled or spotty. Then why is it so many people let their automobiles get dirty and gloomy looking? Now, if it cost a lot of money and required a lot of hard work to keep it clean and shining, there might be some excuse for driving around in a dingy looking car. But with Johnson's Carnu, well, car polishing is really quick and easy. Carnu both cleans and polishes in one quick application, does two jobs at once. There just isn't any other car polish that's easier to use. You simply apply Carnu, rubbing only hard enough to loosen the road grind, let it dry to a white powder, wipe it off, and in no time, your car will be spotless with a bright shining polish to be proud of. Why not take a tip from millions of other enthusiastic car owners and clean and polish your family bus with quick polishing Johnson's Carnu this week? Carnu is spelled C-A-R-N-U. Johnson's Carnu, a really swell car polish.
You know something, Molly? I didn't think he was ever going to get through that announcement, did you? But you know, I've been checking my grammar against this book, and I'm a very superior guy.
Well, good for you.
You betcha. You know, this book lists 40 common errors that most people make at some time or another.
And?
Well, I got 67 so far that I make every day. I'm very above average.
Well, that's just great.
Good night.
Good night, all.
This is Harlow Wilcox, speaking for the makers of Johnson's Wax Products for home and industry, inviting you to be with us again next Tuesday night. Good night. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
And we're off the air. Good job.
We ain't got a bus, no, but smiles were made, dear, for people like us. In the winter and in the summer, ain't we got fun? Times are bum and getting bummer, ain't we got fun? Ain't nothing surer, the rich get rich and the poor get children. In the meantime and in between time, ain't we got fun? In the morning, in the evening, A-I-N apostrophe T, ain't we got fun?